Looking at their faces now, you can see it written all over. Pure shock. Those whispers, they spread like wildfire through hallways and group chats. They backfired spectacularly. Every poisonous word they dripped into conversations somehow transformed into pure gold for you. While they're still huddled in their little circles trading tired rumors, you're out here shining, collecting genuine friendships and authentic connections left and right. It's almost poetic how their attempt to tear you down became the very foundation of your rise. The spotlight they never wanted you to have. It found you anyway, and now it won't leave. What they didn't realize is that their whispers didn't silence you. They amplified you. Every rumor, every sideways glance, every attempt to discredit you only drew more eyes your way. People started to see what you've always known. Your authenticity is unshakable. Your integrity, unbreakable. The more they talked, the more people saw through the noise. They didn't just hear the gossip, they saw you. And what they found was someone real, someone magnetic, someone who doesn't need to play dirty to win. That's the power of being chosen. So, let them talk. Let them spin their little stories. Every word they utter is just another part of your rise. Gossip doesn't define you. It highlights you. And as the spotlight grows brighter, remember this. They didn't put you here. You were always meant to shine. The whispers, they're just the beginning. The world is watching, and you're just getting started. The storm gathers. What started as whispers in the shadows grew into something louder, messier, more desperate. They thought they could break you. They thought their campaign of lies, their orchestrated chaos, would be enough to make you stumble. But here's what they didn't account for. You're not just anyone. You're the chosen one. And chosen ones don't crumble under pressure. They rise above it. The louder they got, the more their true colors showed, and the world noticed. Instead of breaking you down, their campaign became your catalyst. Every lie, every attack, every attempt to drag you into their drama only made you stand taller. Why? Because you didn't react. You didn't stoop to their level. You held your ground with a calm, mature demeanor that spoke louder than any words ever could. People started to see the stark contrast, their toxicity versus your grace, their chaos versus your peace, and in that contrast, your light burned even brighter. Your non-reaction wasn't just a choice, it was a statement. It told the world that you don't fight battles you've already won. While they scrambled to tear you down, you kept moving forward, unshaken, unbroken. Their drama didn't define you, it exposed them, and as the storm raged on, one thing became clear. You weren't just weathering it, you were thriving in it, because storms don't destroy the chosen ones, they reveal them. The first signs. That's when it became clear. Their noise wasn't drowning you out. It was amplifying you. People who didn't know your name before suddenly couldn't look away. They saw the storm they tried to create, but more importantly, they saw how you stood in the eye of it, calm, unshaken, radiant. Your grace under fire became a beacon, and those who once ignored you now leaned in closer. Why? Because the chosen ones don't just survive chaos, they transform it into something magnetic. What they intended as a weapon became your spotlight. Their lies, their drama, their petty attempts to bring you down only drew more eyes to your story. And what did people see? Someone real. Someone who didn't need to scream to be heard, who didn't need to fight dirty to win. Your silence spoke louder than their noise, and your authenticity became impossible to ignore. The haters thought they were burying you, but instead, they were planting seeds for your rise. And here's the twist. Their jealousy didn't just make you visible, it made you undeniable. Every whisper, every sideways glance, every desperate attempt to dim your light only added to your glow. People didn't just notice you, they admired you. They wondered how you could stand so tall while they scrambled in the dirt. And as the world began to turn its gaze toward you, one thing became certain. This wasn't an accident. This was destiny. The chosen ones don't chase the spotlight, it finds them. The awakening didn't happen all at once, but when it did, it was undeniable. Amid the chaos they tried to create, something inside you shifted. You began to notice things, subtle at first, then impossible to ignore. A heightened intuition that whispered truths before they unfolded, dreams that felt less like dreams and more like messages, a clarity that cut through deception like a blade through fog. The more they came for you, the stronger these gifts became. It was as if the universe itself was arming you for the battle you were born to win. Your spiritual strength didn't just grow, it radiated. People started to feel it before they even understood it. Your energy became magnetic, pulling others toward you like moths to a flame. They didn't just see your light, they felt it. And in a world full of noise and confusion, your presence became a sanctuary. You weren't just handling the chaos, you were transcending it. While they were stuck in their petty games, you were tapping into something deeper, something eternal. The chosen ones don't just endure, they evolve. And here's the thing about spiritual awakenings. They don't just change you, they change everything around you. Your light became so bright that it exposed the shadows they tried to hide in. Your intuition became so sharp that their lies couldn't touch you. Your energy became so powerful that it drew the right people and repelled the wrong ones. This wasn't just growth, it was a revelation. The world was waking up to who you truly are. And so were you. Just when they thought they had you cornered, the tides began to turn. Strangers, acquaintances, even those who once stayed silent, started stepping into the light, your light. They saw what they refused to acknowledge, your authenticity, your integrity, your unshakable truth. And they couldn't look away. The louder they screamed, the more people rallied around you. Why? Because the chosen ones don't just inspire loyalty, they ignite revolutions. It wasn't just about defending you, it was about standing for something bigger. People began to see through the noise, through the lies, through the petty drama they tried to create. They realized that aligning with you wasn't just a choice, it was a statement against toxicity, against envy, against the small-mindedness that tries to hold greatness back. And one by one, they started ditching the haters. They started celebrating you, not because you asked them to, but because your light was impossible to ignore. These allies didn't just come to your defense, they became part of your story. They saw in you what they aspired to be, unshaken, authentic, magnetic. And in standing with you, they found their own strength. Your rise became their inspiration. The chosen ones don't just attract followers, they create leaders. And as your circle grew, one thing became clear. They didn't just underestimate you, they underestimated the power of your light to unite, to uplift, to transform. This wasn't just support, this was a movement. Drop a comment. I am chosen. If their envy, their whispers, and their desperate attempts to dim your light only proved what you've always known, you were destined to rise, and their hate was just another stepping stone on your path to greatness. The tables turn. Oh, how the mighty fall. They thought they could shame you, silence you, break you, but instead they handed you the stage. Every public attack, every desperate attempt to drag you down only gave you a bigger platform. And what did you do with it? You didn't scream, you didn't lash out. You stood there, calm and unshakable, and let your light do the talking. That's the thing about grace under pressure. It's a weapon they can't defend against. And the world noticed. The chosen ones don't fight dirty. They don't need to. Their presence alone is enough to shift the balance. While they were busy hurling accusations, you were busy winning hearts. Their lies, once sharp and cutting, began to unravel under the weight of their own absurdity. People started to see the truth. They weren't trying to expose you. They were trying to bury you. But here's the kicker. You can't bury the chosen ones. Every lie they told, every attack they launched, only elevated you higher. And as you rose, their reputation crumbled. Their toxicity became their undoing. Karma, as they say, is a mirror, and they didn't like what they saw staring back at them. This wasn't just a victory, it was a spectacle. Their plans didn't just fail, they backfired spectacularly. The louder they got, the more people turned to you. Your calm became your crown, your silence became your sword. And as the dust settled, one thing was clear. You didn't just win, you rewrote the rules. The chosen ones don't just survive the storm, they become the storm. And they're just the wreckage left in your wake. But this isn't the end. Oh no, this is just the beginning. The stage is set, the spotlight is yours, and the world is watching. What happens next? That's entirely up to you. Because when you're the main character, every twist, every turn, every triumph is yours to claim. And this is just the opening act. And now, let us take a brief moment to honor the chosen among us. Here's to the ones who see the world differently, the silent guardians, the watchful souls. Always awake, always vigilant, they don't fit the mold, and they wouldn't have it any other way. While others walk familiar paths, they forge their own, fighting unseen battles, illuminating the shadows. It's not for everyone, and that's okay. But if you feel it, deep within, you'll know this is meant for you. No masks, no pretense, just truth. The Obsidian Inner Order is here, a place where kindred spirits gather to share wisdom, to connect, to transform. Over 450 strong, united not by conformity, but by purpose. If you're ready, you know where to find us. The link is in the description. If not, that's perfectly fine, because we're always here, watching over, making a difference in ways unseen. Here's to those who walk their own path, not for recognition, but because it's who they are. Here's to you. Thank you. It wasn't just luck or coincidence, it was something bigger, something divine. People began to notice the patterns. Every time they tried to strike, something inexplicable would intervene. Their plans fell apart in ways that defied logic. Jobs lost, alliances broken, their own chaos turning inward. Meanwhile, doors kept opening for you. Opportunities appeared out of nowhere, as if the universe itself was conspiring in your favor. The chosen ones don't just rise, they are lifted, and the world started to see it. The community, once divided by their whispers, began to question everything. How could someone so targeted remain so unshaken? How could their attacks keep backfiring while you kept ascending? It wasn't just your resilience or your integrity. It was something deeper, something sacred. Your light wasn't just your own, it was divinely protected. People started to whisper a different kind of story, one not about your downfall, but about your destiny. They saw the truth. You weren't just winning, you were chosen, and the divine doesn't make mistakes. Awe spread like wildfire. Those who once doubted you now looked at you with a mix of reverence and curiosity. They saw the setbacks they faced as more than bad luck. It was karma, divine justice, the universe balancing the scales. And your rise? That was the universe tipping them in your favor. The chosen ones don't just inspire admiration, they inspire wonder. And as the truth became undeniable, one thing was clear. This wasn't just your story. This was a testament to the power of divine timing, divine protection, and the undeniable truth that when you're chosen, even the stars align for you. The power shift was subtle at first, like the tide pulling back before a wave crashes. But soon, it became undeniable. Their influence was crumbling. The campaign they built to tear you down began to lose its grip. Former critics, once swayed by their noise, started to distance themselves. They saw the truth, not just about you, but about them. The negativity, the pettiness, the desperation, it all started to feel immature, distasteful, beneath the dignity of those who once followed them. And as their energy faded, yours only grew stronger. People began to see them for what they were, small, bitter, and afraid. Their attempts to shame you now seemed laughable, their lies transparent. Meanwhile, you were celebrated, not just for your resilience, but for your grace. You didn't gloat. You didn't seek revenge. You simply kept shining, and that light became a mirror, reflecting their toxicity back at them. The chosen ones don't need to fight for their place. Their presence alone exposes the shadows. And here's the poetic justice. The very campaign they created to destroy you became the reason for their downfall. Their lies didn't stick because truth has a way of rising to the surface. Their drama didn't captivate because people were drawn to something real, something like you. As their influence waned, yours soared. The power didn't just shift, it transformed. And in that transformation, the world saw what you've always known. You're not just winning, you're rewriting the rules. What they intended as a scandal turned into something far more powerful. Your story, the gossip, the drama, the chaos. It all became fuel for a fire they couldn't control. Media attention grew, but not for the reasons they hoped. People weren't captivated by their lies. They were fascinated by your truth, your resilience, your authenticity, your unshakable grace under pressure. The chosen ones don't just survive the spotlight, they own it. And you became the headline. Every attempt they made to drag you down only lifted you higher. Interviews, features, viral moments, your name was everywhere, but not as a victim, as a victor. People didn't just see your story, they felt it. They saw someone who refused to be broken, someone who turned pain into power, someone who proved that integrity wins in the end. Your rise wasn't just about fame, it was about inspiration, and the world couldn't look away. But here's the twist. Your newfound fame didn't change you. If anything, it amplified who you've always been. The same authenticity that drew people to you in the beginning only grew stronger under the glare of the spotlight. They thought they could control the narrative, but they underestimated one thing. The chosen ones don't follow scripts, they write them. And as your story spread, one thing became clear. This wasn't just a moment, this was a movement. And you're just getting started. The community's transformation didn't happen overnight, but when it did, it was nothing short of miraculous. The same platforms once buzzing with gossip, rumors, and petty drama began to shift. Stories of your resilience, your authenticity, your unshakable grace started to take center stage. People who once whispered behind your back now spoke your name with admiration. The energy changed, the narrative flipped, and the community that once tried to tear you down began to lift you up. Why? Because the chosen ones don't just endure, they transform everything they touch. The haters' toxicity, once hidden behind clever words and false smiles, was exposed for what it was, small, bitter, and desperate. People began to see through the noise, through the lies, through the chaos they tried to create. And one by one, they started ditching the drama. They realized that aligning with you wasn't just a choice. It was a statement against pettiness, against envy, against the kind of negativity that holds everyone back. Your light didn't just shine, it illuminated the path for others to follow. And here's the beauty of it. This wasn't just about you. It was about the community finding its way back to something real, something meaningful. The same people who once spread rumors now shared stories of inspiration. The same voices that once criticized now celebrated. It was a redemption arc written by the universe itself, and you were at the center of it all. The chosen ones don't just rise, they lift others with them. And as the community transformed, one thing became clear. This wasn't just your victory, it was theirs too. It wasn't just about the gossip, the drama, or even the victory. It was about something far greater, something eternal. As you stood in the center of the storm, you began to see the deeper meaning behind it all. This wasn't just chaos, it was a divine test, a crucible designed to refine you, to strengthen you, to prepare you for the role you were always meant to play. The chosen ones aren't just given a spotlight, they're given a mission, and your mission, to shine so brightly that others can find their way through the dark. Your trials weren't random, they were intentional. Every lie, every attack, every moment of doubt was a stepping stone, a lesson, a chance to rise higher than you ever thought possible. And as you rose, something incredible happened. Your story became a beacon. People facing their own battles saw your resilience and found hope. They saw your authenticity and felt inspired. They saw your light and realized they could shine too. The chosen ones don't just endure, they become living. Proof that no storm is too great, no darkness too deep. And here's the profound truth. This was never just about you. It was about the ripple effect of your journey. Every challenge you faced, every victory you claimed, every moment you stood tall became a testament to the power of faith, resilience, and divine timing. Your story became a mirror, reflecting the strength and potential in everyone who heard it. The chosen ones don't just rise for themselves, they rise for the world. And as you stepped into your purpose, one thing became undeniably clear. This was only the beginning. The best was yet to come. What they intended as your downfall became the very foundation of your legacy. The gossip, the drama, the chaos. It all served a purpose far greater than anyone could have imagined. You didn't just survive the storm. You emerged from it transformed, ready to step into the role you were always destined to play. The chosen ones don't just rise, they ascend. And as you stepped into your power, the world took notice. Your influence expanded far beyond your original community, reaching heights they could never have dreamed of. This wasn't just a comeback, it was a rebirth. Your confidence became magnetic, your authenticity undeniable. People weren't just drawn to you, they were inspired by you. They saw in you what they aspired to be, unshakable, fearless, and true. Your light didn't just shine, it illuminated the path for others to follow. The same platforms that once spread lies now celebrated your truth. The same voices that once whispered against you now sang your praises. And the best part? You didn't have to force it. You didn't have to pretend. You simply had to be you, because the chosen ones don't need masks. They wear their truth like a crown. And here's the beautiful irony. They thought they were writing your ending, but they were actually setting the stage for your greatest beginning. Your story became a testament to the power of resilience, authenticity, and divine timing. It wasn't just about you anymore. It was about everyone who saw your journey and believed in their own. The chosen ones don't just leave a mark, they leave a legacy. And as you stepped into your destiny, one thing became clear. This was only the first chapter. The world is yours, and your light will never stop shining. Their nasty gossip didn't break you, it made you. Every lie, every whisper, every desperate attempt to dim your light only amplified it. They thought their noise would drown you out, but instead it became the drumbeat of your rise. People didn't just hear the rumors, they saw you, your calm, your grace, your unshakable truth. And in that truth, they found something undeniable. The more they tried to tear you down, the more the world leaned in. Their toxicity became their downfall, and your authenticity became your crown. You didn't just survive their chaos, you thrived in it. And now, they're fading into irrelevance while you're stepping into your power. This is your story, and it's only getting bigger. People aren't just celebrating you, they're ditching the haters to stand in your light. They see what you've always known. You're not just the main character, you're the hero. Their gossip didn't define you, it revealed them. And now, the world is watching as you rewrite the rules. So, tell us, how has their noise fueled your rise? How have you turned their chaos into your strength? Share your story. Let's remind the world why the chosen ones always win. Your light is too bright to ignore. Let it shine.